Giles, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
I'm really keen to have this interview as the newest associate partner joining the firm, just to hear a little bit about your experience, your background, Giles.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm from general management background. I ran a network of retail bureau de change, large independent supplier in the UK, just under 200 branches. I've been doing that for 10 years before I looked for something new at the beginning of this year. And here I'm now with Bankbrokers.
Well, what brought you to Bankbrokers then? Because that's a real leap, isn't it? So from sort of bureau de change to bank broking, what was the connection there, John?
Yes, indeed. I was surprised myself as well. I know some of your guys. In fact, I actually worked with Bankbrokers service at the end of 2014, going into 2015. So it was an interesting living the experience as a client, and now being coming to the other side where I'm looking to explain those services to new potential clients.
So tell us a bit about the experience. What happened? How did you hear about Bankbrokers? How was it for you? Warts and all. Tell us how it is.
Okay. Well, I'd like to be able to say it was all my own idea, and I was out there looking for different ways of improving my business. But actually, one of your guys came knocking on my door and introduced the service. It came across as very professional. All the guys that working for you operated at the executive level within the banking sector, which gave me a good deal of comfort. They seem to provide a very unique service and one I hadn't heard about before. They had a rich seam of banking cost data, which ultimately would provide a good benchmark about fair value pricing for the products that I was using. So that tempted me. That sounded like a really good opportunity. And on the no fee, no gain basis, it seemed like a no-brainer.
Absolutely. But how was your FD? Because I'm always conscious that when you go in and you sort of shine a light in the dark corners of the FD's world and what's been going on with their bank charges, some might see it as a potential to say the baby's ugly, and they won't want that. How is your FD?
I think they're naturally sceptical. They're there to keep a tight grip on the purse strings, and somebody coming on saying making bold claims about the quality of the data and what they could do, I think that was met with a certain degree of scepticism, to be honest. But I think that's understandable. It's new. It could be seen if you're making big savings and that's reflected badly on them, but none of that's the case. It's a very because it's a unique service. It's like having an expert on your side. It's like having an external audit of your banking costs in effect, which I was really keen to explore and to understand what savings could be made. Best thing is we didn't really have to do any work for it. We just gave you the data to analyse. Your guys took it away, do whatever they do with it, and came back with a very professionally presented document detailing what we were paying and what the fair value price of the market was at the time, and identified some savings, which was even better. So from a general management perspective, I was able to take a document to my board and say, we've taken independent advice on our banking costs, and this is what they found. So in that case, very much reflected very well on the FD, but ultimately it's an area of specific expertise that Bankbrokers do very well.
Excellent. And as a CEO, if you were speaking to other CEOs out there who potentially haven't done this before, what would you say to them?
To me, it's a no-brainer. You're always looking for freeing up cash. You're always looking for more cost-effective cost management, and this ticks both those boxes. And yeah, certainly on a no fee, no gain basis, you have got nothing to lose. You get a great professional service, and from a due diligence perspective, you've got a great report which shows exactly where your costs sit, where perhaps your current provider isn't providing you with the best value they could. And it puts you in a great position to negotiate better terms. So everybody wins.
Excellent. Well, look, I really appreciate you taking a few minutes just to share your experience. I'm absolutely delighted that you've gone from being a client of Bankbrokers to now a partner of Bankbrokers. And welcome on board. Welcome to the family. And thanks for sparing some time this afternoon. Cheers, John.
Thanks for having me. Cheers, man.